All right. Well, welcome to season 3, Spilling the Tea in Studio D. I can't believe we've been doing this now almost 3 years.
Yeah.
And more
I've
importantly,
been drug
I
into
can't
doing
believe
this for 3 years.
Yeah, I can't believe we hadn't fired you yet.
I
But
know.
hey, but Michael, don't forget we've got a vote out there. She was out with COVID, and we had guest hosts, and we were trying them out. So she's walking on some pretty shaky ground right about now.
They did 3 in one day, and I said, "Y'all realize that they're going to think I got fired because I'm going to be off of like 6 weeks of podcasts, or Anyway,
And believe it or not, we've had great response since
I'm
that's
sure.
happened.
I'm
So,
sure they'll have the most
so.
views ever.
Well, enough about us. That's not why we're here today, right? We're here at the Benton School District, and very happy to be here. And thanks for the invite. And well, I say invite. I mean, Katie kind of gets you in a headlock. And if you're like me, sometimes you just surrender, right?
Right,
So,
exactly.
Yeah, sure.
So we have Kim Anderson, right, superintendent here at Benton, and then we have Lori Bacon.
Yes.
Okay. You've got your toolkit covered up, so I couldn't see, the
It's
last
a
name.
test.
So, okay, yeah. She's got an awesome, I guess you call that an apron, or would you
It's
say?
an apron.
Okay. It was almost like a new take on a fanny pack almost. But
Some of the kids call
with
it a
your
fanny
spin.
pack.
Okay.
Yeah, when you're elementary principal, you got to be creative.
Yeah, yeah.
I told her she probably gets her steps in because this is a huge building.
Yeah.
Yes, every day.
I
Yeah.
bet you do. So, speaking of the building, fantastic facility. You guys got in
Awesome.
here when?
August, 1st of August,
Yeah. So, and school started.
August 14th.
Yeah. So plenty of time, right?
Plenty of time, lots of
Yeah.
It was a
nights,
race.
so,
Yeah.
Yeah. So, as far as maybe talk a little bit, Kim, about why this building and the middle school to be out in this area of the district.
Well, prior to really me coming on board, the board had a vision and knew that our growth was actually going to come this direction. And so 80 acres came up for sale, and they purchased the land, knowing
Yeah.
because our district goes down 70 almost, to Cloud 9
Oh, wow.
mobile
Oh, wow.
home
Yeah.
park, and then out pretty close to Nickel Bill James. So
Yeah.
we know there's a lot of
Yeah.
empty land out here,
Right.
and we know that a lot of our growth is going to
Yeah.
come this way as people start selling their land
Yeah.
for subdivision.
Yeah, and you say that. I mean, it seems like every other week that I come towards Saline County, you're right. The growth is coming out this way. So
Yes.
it's kind of neat though to be able to have the land and be prepared as opposed to tremendous growth and where we're going to go. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So what is this? Year 3, 2 for you as superintendent?
Full 2 years.
Full
and
2
then
years, yeah.
3 9 weeks.
Yeah. So you got broken real good with
Yeah.
a brand new building, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Brand new building. Planning that, picking it up where the plans were already, and then totally planning the new middle school.
Right.
So
yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
stepping in and
So, and I'm sure you learned lessons from building this one, probably, that you'll incorporate to the new one, right? I mean, we
Yes.
talked a little bit earlier about some of the ancillary things that go outside that you're not necessarily thinking about until it hits you, right?
right. Yes, there's some things that weren't put in the plan, and to me they're very important. If you're going to build a building, you build it to completion.
Right.
And when you open the
Yeah.
doors, everything's in place that
Yeah.
can be. And
Yeah.
so we're adding some sod and some irrigation systems, some riprap
Yeah.
wrap around where
Right.
we're going to have some erosion.
Gotcha.
To
Yeah.
try to slow that down.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we had to add a few things here
Yeah.
at the end.
But man, I mean, the payoff when you walk in this beautiful new building, right? And I've had the pleasure of doing that through the years, and one of the coolest things in my mind is how excited the kids are.
Yes.
I mean, it truly helps set the tone right off the bat, and even young kids that what are we 1-4 first? No,
Kindergarten.
K4. Okay, kindergarten 4. But even the young ones take pride in
They
the new
do.
building.
Yes.
So,
They
yeah.
love it. Yes.
So getting in like you did, kind of quick. Have you had a chance to catch your breath yet?
I mean, not really. No.
Yeah.
But it's all good. It's been great. Yeah.
So what was the process? I mean, everybody handles this a little different, but the process of selecting, when obviously you guys got a fantastic district, but when folks coming out here, do you just open it up for the folks that want to come over? I mean, what was the process of
no.
getting your staff in place? Yeah.
For the staff.
Yeah.
So we had basically kind of an open call for people who were interested. Thankfully, I was lucky enough that I came on board as leading this school in January.
Right.
So I had some time to work on the staffing and the ordering and all those kinds of things. But I literally, just went around and talked to everybody who showed an interest, shared my vision for what we were working towards out here, and heard their hopes and dreams, and tried to look for the best fit all the way around.
Right.
And then after we filled spots with people internally who wanted to transfer, then we had a very few. I think there are only like 4 teachers total that came from outside the Benton School District.
Wow.
So
that's impressive.
You've been here a while, because whenever were you assistant principal?
I
and
was
curriculum
when we worked
coordinator?
together.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah,
so.
this
But
is my 29th year in the district.
Oh,
so,
wow.
I was,
Wow.
and I thought you'd been here a while.
Well,
even then.
and that's one thing I kind of remiss about, but we'd like to try, getting to know folks, like your path to education. So let's we'll let you go first, and then Kim, you do the same kind of, how you got in it, maybe, and then all the positions you've held.
Yeah, so I'm a Benton from the beginning. I started kindergarten in Benton.
Wow.
Aww.
And graduated from Benton High School, and then got my bachelor's in education from UCA, and came back to Benton and taught 4th grade at Angie Grant. And then went to have my first administrative job was assistant principal at Caldwell, one of our Benton schools.
Yeah.
And then went back to Angie Grant to be principal.
Gotcha.
And then came from there back to this job.
Okay. All
So,
right.
yeah.
Good deal.
That's
So,
Awesome.
yeah. How many years total?
29 total.
Wow. Okay. 28. Woo-hoo.
28.
Yeah,
Woohoo.
that's right.
T-drop
Yeah.
papers in March.
Yeah. She's not counting. No.
I'm not counting down.
So Kim, I know you've served in various districts and various positions. So tell us a little bit about your story.
Well, I always wanted to be an educator, product of 2 parents that were educators, and just kind of got into it. I loved coaching, loved math, and started out as a coach of several sports and math teacher, and I had a bachelor's and a master's in physical education. I think I taught physical education 1 year and health another. Spent about 13 years in the classroom, and then went to a media specialist, technology director for the district. Moved into assistant principal, school improvement and professional development coordinator at Jonesboro, and was there 12 years when I got the call to come talk to him about the assistant superintendent position. First for student services, and it just kind of migrated into elementary, overseeing elementary, and then. Like I said, God has a sense of humor in this position.
Hey,
a little over 2 years.
I know your plans. That's real funny, but look, this is what you really need to do, right?
Yeah, exactly.
This is what you're going to do.
Exactly.
So back to Jonesboro. I bet you didn't know that. Kim and I have that in common. A-State grads. How about that?
Look at there.
Yeah. So what's home for you?
Jonesboro.
Jonesboro.
I actually graduated from Jonesboro. My 40th class reunion's coming up here in 2
wow.
weeks.
So hurricane.
Hurricane, yes.
When I was up there in Jonesboro, the weirdest thing about Jonesboro High School at the time was there were no windows.
Yes.
Because it got taken out by a tornado, and I just thought, man, that's bizarre. How do you learn? That's like a prison.
Well, what was on the inside,
Yeah.
because I was 9th grade, that building hadn't been there very long, is they had open classrooms, because that was the best practices research back in the day, and so you just had classes separated by partitions.
Wow.
And they were kind of in the center of the building.
Yeah.
Now it looks totally different now than what it did.
Yeah. Well, we visited. I was trying to think where the school was that we visited.
Well, I graduated from Malvern. There were no windows because all of the rooms are on the inside too.
But that open classroom stuff is truly like herding cats.
Yes.
I mean, you've got to be very focused. Candace would be fine in that when she gets in teach mode, she's there. But for a person like me, chicken, I could. I'm just telling you, I couldn't do it. So
if he was sitting here, he'd be watching all the kids outside playing soccer right now.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, as far as enrollment, I mean, I'm sure with the growth that's coming up, obviously we're setting in a new school, so numbers are keep trending, I guess.
Yes, school choice numbers are right where they have been. We did have some, with the rezoning and stuff, we did have some choose to go back to their home district. We're down a little bit. We don't expect that to be anything big. We do know we had at least one private school that was really pushing hard, saying this is how much money you get from foundation funding. This is what our tuition is. Come here, and we do know they added a kindergarten teacher. So that's the one thing I've talked to our principals about is we not only have to market our district for outside people to come in, but now
Right.
we're in a position where we have to market and sell our district to our own community and our own people.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's kind of a trend that's going to be different for a lot of schools.
Sure. Well, and I think there's a lot of truth in that. And then, to that, it's just like when you get a brand new school, folks are wanting to probably come over here. Why can't I go over there, right?
Yes.
So, and I guess it's the zoning piece, hopefully, that they eventually understand all that, right? So, but as far as being a principal, so, I mean, do you have, so you've always been at the elementary level, I guess
I
is
have,
what I'm
yes.
saying. Okay, so.
I know my place.
You know your place. That's right, exactly. Hey, it's kind of like us. We have several pre-K classrooms, and if I'm having a horrible day driving around, man, I'll pull in, spend about 10 minutes in the pre-K classroom, and I'm good to go. So, well, we're going to try to rotate folks in, but here's what I'm going to say. Before y'all get out here, we got a couple of quick things. One of the things that we always ask is an embarrassing moment that you've had, and being in it like you had. And this is pretty much a PG-14, I think is about where we keep it.
Fairly.
Candace has got a great one. I mean, she's already shared it with us.
Which one?
The teaching with the white pants on.
Oh no! I had there were brown pants.
Oh, brown pants.
But
That's
we had
even
a
worse.
potluck. We had a potluck. So apparently, I don't know if there was chocolate. We had cake. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm teaching, and the kids are like, Miss Bennett. They're not even laughing. They're like, you got something on the back of your pants, and I'm like, it'll be all right. I kept going. I kept teaching. My co-teacher. I had a co-teacher. We had a inclusive classroom, whatever. She popped her head in, and she was like, "Hey, Bennett," and I was like, "Hey," answered her question. I said, "Hey, the kid said I had something on my pants." She said, "Bennett," and I'm like, "Okay, I'll be right back." So go run to the bathroom, and I'm like, there's a little mirror, and I'm like jumping up and down. I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" So I'm like, take them off, wash the back of them. Of course, now they're soaking wet. I walk back in. I was like, "Okay, now they're wet. Everybody laugh, get it out." And they're dying laughing. These are 8th and 9th graders, dying laughing. I was like, okay, now let's go back to work. And so it was pretty bad.
Yeah.
That's probably, I've got a lot, but that one is the top probably.
Yeah. So see, thinking through,
horrible.
hearing that, you guys, so just throw it out there.
I don't know. I guess one that comes to mind is one year when I was principal at Angie Grant, and we had an end of the year kind of color wars we divided our staff up, and we were all different colors for teams. And the very last day of it, we had a dance off in front of the whole school, and all the parents came, and all the kids were in the gym, and I was on the red team, and we were up doing the dance, and I guess I was really feeling myself. I don't know. I started doing some dance move I had no business doing, and I just busted my rear end right there in front of all the kids, all the parents. Of course, their video, and everyone saw it, but, it gave everyone
again,
a laugh.
I learned this trick. If that ever happens again, you just stand up and go, like you stuck.
Like I meant to do that.
Yeah, stuck the dismount.
That would have been good if you
awesome.
could get up.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, I use it all the time.
Darren, he flipped one of these rolly chairs, and he was out of there. I couldn't. They were like, she is laughing at him. I'm like, I can't quit laughing because I've never seen him move that fast. Because he was up I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
It was
so
awesome.
Kim, your turn. Here we go.
Yeah. I'm gonna declare age on this. 34 years in this business, I'm getting a little bit of Alzheimer's or something. But I'm sure in the years I taught junior high that I used a word that had multiple meanings, and my class took it. And I was like, okay, wait, back up. I can't. Let me rephrase that.
Yeah.
But I guess most recently is just, who knows if I'm gonna show up with my shirt on wrong side out or right side out.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done that multiple times.
Yeah.
Coming in and someone go, I think your shirt's on backwards.
Yeah.
Backwards, inside out. Who
Name
knows?
tag upside down.
Name tag, Who knows?
When I was at Lakeside, we had a coach, Roger Seals, and he showed up one day, and we were out doing parking lot duty, and one of the other coaches said, "Roger, you got your shirt on inside out again."
That's kind of my trademark.
Yeah.
You're like, I was in a hurry.
So what about this one? Maybe an interesting fact that nobody knows. This is the time to share it out. Man, it's like playing Jeopardy with these two, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know. You're putting us on the spot.
Well, that's the point, kind of, sort of, a little bit.
Yeah.
Interesting fact.
I don't know. I'm kind of an open book. Most people know everything about me, but I don't know people in the room. I I guess almost 20 years ago to the day, I eloped in Las Vegas.
Wow.
No
That's-
one knew.
Yeah,
Oh, that is
there.
awesome.
Yeah, that is.
I love that. See, that's a
Yeah.
fun fact right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
I
Yeah.
mean, people.
Yeah, 20 years too. See?
20 years in
Yeah.
November it lasted.
It lasted.
It's awesome.
Yep.
I guess people don't realize my wide range of music
Yeah.
that I
Right.
love to go
Yeah.
listen to. I'll be at a NF concert one night, and then Bonnie Raitt another
Right.
night,
Yeah.
and something slow the next night, like James Taylor or
Yeah.
something like that. So I've got a wide range of musical interest.
Well, that's awesome because that segues right into our next one. So we're talking about today. Today,
Today.
what are you listening to on your playlist today? Like on the way into work this morning.
I'm a Swiftie.
Oh,
I
okay.
am. I have 16-year-old twin daughters, and they love Taylor Swift, and I do too. So I guess I was listening to some Taylor Swift.
I'm actually a twin myself, twin sister. Her beard's a little bit thicker than mine,
Okay.
but I do
Yep.
have a twin sister. So,
Yeah.
so you're a Swiftie.
I guess so. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, Kim.
Recently, I've been listening to podcasts,
Yeah.
but usually I have it on Pandora and Matchbox 20.
Right. Yeah.
Some of the hair bands from
Yeah.
the 80s, and
So I'm curious now. You say podcast. What kind do you listen to?
I'm actually listening to a lot of health podcasts right now.
I got you.
So
I say true crime, and people are like, ooh.
Yeah.
But,
No,
you
that's
know,
too scary. I'll have
Yeah,
nightmares.
yeah.
I can't do that.
can't do it either.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
Well, there's one I think that I got hooked on. Is it Hell and Back? It's basically about Arkansas murders. You know,
Okay.
the unsolved kind of
Okay.
thing. So,
Ugh.
and one of them's
No.
actually the original was up in Melbourne, Arkansas.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. So,
I
yeah.
don't like
I mean,
true crime.
I don't watch Criminal Minds at night by myself. So
No, I don't either.
watch it during the day
My
only.
husband will watch that stuff. I was like, would you quit watching this? It's going to give me nightmares.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah. And speaking of music, being ex-radio guy, I mean, when you get in my car, you better have on earmuffs because. But one day, evidently, I butt dialed Candace, and I was singing away, and she was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe I couldn't record that."
I was driving and I couldn't record it, and
Yeah.
I'm like, and he had just made fun of me
Yeah, and-
for singing, and I was like, that's karma.
Well,
That is karma.
but what I will tell you about that is your horrendous singing.
It's not that
Hey, it encouraged me. It can't be any worse than Candace, right? So basically, what I told her was, "You're welcome. That was my gift to you." So
bad. I was
so,
dying. I was like, why
yeah.
can I not? I was trying to drive and record it. I couldn't get it. I was like, I can't
Yeah,
do it. I'll end up
so-
wrecking.
So, future-wise for the district, got any other big plans besides middle school? What are we looking down the road here?
We're looking at possibly anywhere from 17,000 square feet to 75,000 square feet to add to the junior high.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Of course, with the safe room and everything,
Right.
it's going to depend on that. Right now, we have them separated with building up the hill, building down the hill, and I'd like
Right.
to get them back up. Plus, our growth rate that we've been having up until this year, our high school is going to need that
Right.
building
Yeah,
down the
sure.
hill soon.
Oh,
That's why
yeah.
it was built there, because
Yeah.
we knew at some
Right.
point we were going to need it.
Yeah.
And then Angie Grant being 71 years old plus, looking at potentially replacing it
Right.
and giving them a new building. And then just kind of floating around, maybe a new arena.
Right, yeah.
I'd love
Yeah.
to have that and to help, somewhere maybe out there at the complex to be able to use multiple parking for
Right.
multiple sports.
Yeah.
But I'd like to do a tennis complex for our tennis team
Yeah.
and
Pickleball.
pickleball.
Yeah.
Yes, pickleball. We talked about that yesterday at state golf about maybe starting a pickleball
Yeah,
team, see if
yeah.
we can get any other schools that want to do it.
That's awesome.
And then a cross country trail.
Yeah.
Get our kids off the road and,
That's awesome.
and
Yeah.
do some meets and stuff. But
Yeah.
but those are several years
Yeah.
down the road.
Yeah.
So
Good thing you're going to be here for another 30, right?
No. I did say I had 34
Yeah.
years in, so you can do the math.
So big plans. Let's say going forward here. I mean, what do you? I guess what's your vision? I guess maybe for the elementary school.
Yeah, I mean, we as a staff, we talked a lot in our planning process for what we want for Mountain View, and we want to be the school in not just Benton but the state, and
Right.
we want to be looked upon as being a great place for kids and our
Yeah.
community, and that's what we're aiming for.
Yeah, well,
So-
you're well on your way. I can tell you that. I mean, I don't know who was smiling more the kids or the teachers, honestly,
Yeah.
as we walk through the building. I mean, it's obviously that starts at the top, getting that culture set, and it's definitely, I mean, you get a positive vibe the minute you walk in the door. Well, I say that, your poor girl at the very front door, man, every time I travel with these two, it's like, hey, can you help me? And I'm like, I have to remind them we are the guests.
Don't
You know what I'm saying?
Don't even.
So, but anyway, well, thank y'all for spending time. I know y'all both are busy,
Yes.
and truly, I want you to send me the pattern or where you got the
You bet. I mean,
apron,
Oh,
and
that's right.
Candace would love that.
He's gonna make me one.
Yeah. Hey, and then you can bling it up.
Yeah. She can totally bling it.
Absolutely. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, well, I guess we'll get the next couple in here.
The next victim.
But thank y'all so much for really taking the
Next
time.
victim.
I know
Yeah.
you guys are busy, and I appreciate
Yes.
that. And
Good talking to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Good talking to you, and keep up the great work, because again, I mean, you can honestly feel it out there. So,
Yep. And you guys know if you need anything, let us know.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you.
I always say that if you need something, call Candace. Okay,
We'll do
so-
it. We've got her number. Thanks.
Thank y'all very
Thank you.
much.
Thanks.